Hello, I'm Lorraine and I'm here to guide you through this short information video from Inclusion Ireland on the Half-Rate Carers Allowance. This film will only take a few minutes to run and will be divided into 5 sections. Introduction, Half-Rate Carers Allowance. What is it? Main qualifiers, rates, how to apply, what happens next, and useful information. Introduction. Inclusion Ireland is the national organisation advocating for the rights of people with an intellectual disability in Ireland. Part of the work of Inclusion Ireland is to provide information on issues affecting people with an intellectual disability and their families. Inclusion Ireland received small grants to make a series of short films to provide practical information in an accessible format on making social welfare applications. This project is co-funded by the European Union under the Progress Programme 2007 to 2013. More information on Inclusion Ireland is available at www.inclusionireland.ie. Half-Rate Carers Allowance. The Half-Rate Carers Allowance applies if you're getting certain social welfare payments and you're providing full-time care and attention to another person. The Half-Rate Allowance allows you to keep your main social welfare payment and get a Half-Rate Carers Allowance as well. You may qualify for the Half-Rate Carers Allowance if you are in one of the following situations. If you're already getting the carers allowance but also meet the qualifying criteria for another social welfare payment. If you change from another social welfare payment to get carers allowance. If you're getting a social welfare payment other than carers allowance and are caring for someone. You must meet the full qualifying conditions for carers allowance in order to qualify for the half-rate allowance. The carers allowance is a payment to a person who is looking after someone who needs support because of age, illness, or because of physical or intellectual disability. There is a separate short film on the carers allowance that goes through the criteria needed to qualify for it, so we will try not to go through this in much detail here. If you satisfy the conditions for carers allowance, it would be awarded at 50% of the rate that would apply if you were not getting any other payment. You can get half-rate carers allowance with the following weekly social welfare payments: state pension, contributory, one-parent family payment, deserted wives benefit, invalidity pension, illness benefit, widows, widowers or surviving civil partners contributory pension, injury benefit, death benefit, health and safety benefit, maternity benefit, adoptive benefit, state pension non-contributory, increase for a qualified adult, blind pension and blind pension increase for a qualified adult, widows, widowers or surviving civil partners pension non-contributory, state pension transition and state pension transition increase for a qualified adult, pre-retirement allowance and pre-retirement allowance increase for a qualified adult allowance, disability allowance, incapacity supplement, farm assist. You cannot get half-rate carers allowance with the following social welfare payments: supplementary welfare allowance, supplementary welfare allowance increase for a qualified adult, job seekers benefit, job seekers allowance, family income supplement, back to work allowance, back to education, carers benefit. You cannot get job seekers benefit or job seekers allowance and half-rate carers allowance. The department says this is because you must be actively seeking employment and be available to take up employment to qualify for job seekers benefit or job seekers allowance. If you satisfy the conditions for carers allowance, it will be awarded at 50% of the rate that would apply if you were not getting any other payment. Maximum half-rate carers allowances in 2012. The maximum half-rate carers allowance if you're caring for one person and aged under 66 is €102. If you're caring for one person and aged over 66, the allowance is €119.50. The maximum half-rate carers allowance if you are caring for two or more people and aged under 66 is €153. If you're caring for two or more people and aged over 66, the maximum payable allowance is €179.25. How to apply. To apply for the half-rate carers allowance, you fill out the standard carers allowance form. We go through this form in detail in a separate short film on carers allowance. You send in the completed form to the same office as the standard application form for carers allowance. Department of Social Protection, Carers Allowance Section, Social Welfare Services Office, Government Buildings, Ballinalee Road, Longford, Ireland. Telephone 043 334 0000 or low call 1890 92 77 70. There is a separate email address for inquiries on the half-rate carers allowance: halfratecare@welfare.ie. What happens next? It is very important that you send in all relevant information. The current waiting time for applications on carers allowance to be decided is very long, and if you do not submit all the relevant information, it could take longer. There are currently some delays in processing carers allowance payments, and it may take some time for your application to be processed. You may qualify for supplementary welfare allowance while you are waiting for your claim to be processed. Please contact your local social welfare office for more information on this. Payment will be awarded from the date your application is received or from the date your qualifying payment is awarded if later. If you're refused carers allowance, you can appeal the decision. Please see our short film on appeals for more information on this. Useful information. If you need any help to complete this form, please contact your local social welfare office or Citizens Information Centre. For more information on where these centres are and to download application forms, log on to www.welfare.ie or www.citizensinformation.ie.